Hello everybody, how are you today? I hope your day is fantastic wherever you are. Today I want to show you how simple and easy yogurt in the Thermomix is. If you can make yogurt in your Thermomix, it is going to save you a bucket load of money. So today I've got some shortcuts. I'm actually going to make this manually, which is so different. A lot of the videos you've seen from me are guided recipes, but I want to show you how we can shortcut it and make it a faster process and make it just absolutely amazing so quickly. So yogurt is simple. It is a few ingredients and 8 hours, but that's your time for it to culture, okay, for it to ferment. So a couple of different ways of doing that depending on what model you've got, but I'll show you that in a moment. For those of you who don't know me though, my name is Lisa Keegan. I am a Thermomix consultant and team leader, a mum of 4 busy boys, and I love showing up to inspire you to get more out of your Thermomix. Or if you don't have a Thermomix, I love to give you the information about what it is, what it does, how it might help you, and when you're ready to get one, reach out. I'd love to help you get one on your bench so that you can save money on things like yogurt like this. So let's get started. First things first, into my TM6 model Thermomix, and you could do this in a TM31 or a TM5, or if you've got some other type of thermo cooker, you of course could do it in there too, is you need to put 2 litres of milk. Not just any milk, we're using long life milk. So the stuff that you buy on the supermarket shelf that's been heat treated, and that's ordinarily in our yogurt recipes that are on our Thermomix and guided. It normally gets you to heat treat it yourself. So you would put fresh milk, full cream milk into the Thermomix. It heats up to 90 degrees, and then you've got to wait an hour for it to all the way come back down to 37 degrees. So to speed up that process, I am purely putting into it preheated milk, so the long life milk. It does need to be full cream. It doesn't work overly well without full cream. It'll be a bit soggy. You could do 1 litre at a time, but there's 6 of us here, so we go through a fair bit of this stuff. And just emptying it in. Here we go. Doesn't particularly matter what brand otherwise, okay? So whatever you've got. It won't work with other types of milk, like nut milks and stuff like that. It needs the lactose, the sugar in the milk, to be able to ferment. That's what the little cultures are looking for. Alright, 2 litres of milk, in it goes. Done. Now what we want to do is we want to warm this milk up to 37 degrees. This gives the cultures a chance to actually grow once we put it in. If we just put our cultures into cold milk, it's not going to have a chance. They're just going to die. They can't cope, they can't start their process. So I'm going to put, say, 5 minutes on the clock. I'm going to put 37 degrees, which is all I want it to go to. It needs to be body temperature. That's the perfect temperature. Anything hotter, anything over 40, your cultures will die. Anything under, they just don't get to start thriving. And we're just going to turn it on a slow stir. So half will do. So that's just going to chug around for the next 5 minutes, and I think 5 minutes is long enough. I can't remember, in all honesty. Usually when I make this, I turn it up to 10 minutes, walk away, go do something more important, and come back in 10 minutes and it's 37 degrees. I'm not sure where in that time frame it switches over, so when I come back in 5 minutes time, I will tell you how long I've had to put this on for to get it to reach 37 degrees for the next step. Now in the next step, you will need a couple of ingredients. You will need, if you want a thick yogurt, you will need some milk powder. Okay, this is a thickening in there. If you want it to be vanilla, you're going to want your vanilla paste in there. And there's one other thing, the actual culture. Now the culture can come from one of 2 things. It can come from your previous batch of yogurt, so I can set aside 55 grams of my previous batch of yogurt to go into this batch, or I can get the actual cultures from somewhere like a health food shop or an Inner Health Plus capsule, put them in, and that is enough to actually start that culturing process. How cool is that? So they're the different ways that you can add that culture to the mix in a minute. Well, I might leave it there, and I will come back in 5 minutes time. I'll tell you how long this process actually took, and yeah, I'll tell you what comes next, show you these next steps and how we use our fermenting mode on our TM6 model Thermomix to do this. But if you don't have a TM6, it's okay. I've got tips for you so you can do this at home too. We'll see you in a moment. See you soon, guys. Okay guys, spot on 5 minutes and it got to 37 degrees. How cool is that? So 5 minutes was enough. That is so good. So now it's just warmed up milk in there, right? So there's nothing overly fancy except for the fact that it's at room temperature. What we now want to add is we want to bring up our scales and we're going to add 55 grams of milk powder. This will be our thickener to make it nice and thick. If you don't add milk powder, you're going to want to strain it at the end. I prefer to just milk powder it so I don't have to strain it at the end of this. But you can strain it and it'll, you know, go thick then for you. Then you can use your whey for other things. So 63, there we go. Now our vanilla, because I want to flavour mine with some vanilla. In it goes. And then the last thing is our culture. So as I mentioned earlier, you can culture using yogurt. So 55 grams of yogurt, or in this case, I've got my little stuff from Inner Health Plus tablet, which mine actually comes from a health food shop, and I just sprinkle that over the top. So now what we need to do, and it's the tiniest amount, I don't know how much it's actually equal to, but it's so little. You keep this in the freezer, by the way, okay? I know it looks like it's in the wrong sort of container, but you keep it in the freezer. Now we want to combine this through. So all we do is put it gently. It has to be on a gentle. So on speed, say 2 for a couple of seconds, and let that come together. And then we're going to put it in a thermoserver. So the beauty of a TM6 is we've got a fermenting mode. The fermenting mode will let it sit at 8 hours at 70 degrees. Well, actually, the water's at 70, the top is at 37 degrees, which is that beautiful temperature for incubating your yogurt. If you don't have a TM6, you want to put this in your thermoserver and put it somewhere just slightly warm. So it might be your bathroom under a heat lamp. It might be in the oven with the light on, so not the oven turned on, but just the light for a bit of residue heat. It might be wrapped in some towels in maybe a cooler bag so that it stays nice and warm. We want it to stay at 37 degrees so that it can culture, and that's what thickens it up and turns it into beautiful yogurt. One other thing I forgot to mention earlier is make sure you start with a clean bowl. If your bowl is dirty, you will get stringy yogurt. Okay, the bacteria inside start arguing, and it doesn't create a good texture. So that's just a little side note. Now it's been a minute. It's going gently through, but my milk powder is still sitting on top. Sometimes it does. I find it depends on the brand. So let's just go up a little faster. I said gentle, didn't I? Have speed 3.5 for gentle. Beautiful. So that was just a couple of seconds. I reckon to shortcut that, you could actually go 3.5 minutes. 3.5 speed, sorry, for about 3 seconds, and that would be enough. So now I'm going to get my beautiful white thermoserver, which is perfect for this job because it fits beautifully in my Varoma. And I'm going to put my 2 litres in here, and it's going to go straight on top. So I'm going to show you how this goes. So it's just pouring this in. 2 litres. Perfect amount for the thermoserver. Can you see how close we get to the top? Flippity flops. Don't lose that if you've got vanilla. Mine's homemade vanilla, so don't drop your vanilla out, okay? I nearly left it behind in the bowl. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to bring up my, sorry guys, you can't see there, can you? Let's wiggle you sideways. There we go. Let's bring up now our fermenting recipe. So over here on our modes, we've got a little bit further, fermentation. It gives you a little hint at the beginning. If you don't want to see hints anymore, you just say don't show the message again. And it tells you what the temperatures you can choose from. It also reminds you to put something in the water to protect your blades from oxidization. That's because you've got 8 hours where it's sitting at that warm temperature, which is not great for stainless steel if you don't have something in there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put into the machine, I'm just looking for my water. We're going to put into the machine enough water to cover the blades. Doesn't need to be a huge amount. I just go to the top of the little knob inside. Going to put a little dribble of vinegar in to protect my blades. You can use absorbic acid, you can use lemon. I just use vinegar because it's easy. It means I don't need to cut a lemon. I don't even measure it, just put a big dab into it. Now we're going to put the lid back on. Varoma in place. Now I want to put my lid on my thermoserver. Okay, so if you're doing this in something else, maybe you're doing it in a Pyrex dish or so that the humidity doesn't get into it. Okay, so now I'm going to sit that inside here. I'm just wondering, I don't have enough space in here for this. Excuse me guys while I make some space. All right. Okay, 2 litres, in we go, into the Varoma. The Varoma then goes up on top. On goes my lid, don't forget that. And then we're just turning it on to however many degrees we want. Now we want 70 for this because it's actually right, this little steam in there. That little bit of steam is what's going to keep this little pot up here nice and warm and let those cultures do their job. It's got 8 hours on there, which we can turn it up. I like to do it for 12. That's just personal preference though. And then we just activate it and we leave it. So in 12 hours time we come, we put our white thermoserver, which will be beautiful and set by that stage, in the fridge. Don't be tempted to stir it or anything, otherwise it'll drop the whey out of it and it'll make it all sloppy. So just put it straight in the fridge, let it set, and then it's ready to go for whatever you want to use it for. So there you go guys, I hope you'll give this a go in your Thermomix. If you're looking for a quick way to be able to make yourself a batch of yogurt in, 5.5 minutes, there it is. Lots of tips and hints there as well about what you can use instead. If you don't have those little, health plus stuff, you can use yogurt and all that sort of stuff. So you've got lots of hints in here. Anyway guys, do remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check me out on Facebook as well. I've got a page where I do daily live videos straight to your Facebook feed so you can see and be inspired with dinner ideas and snacks and all that sort of stuff. But otherwise, I can't wait to see your yogurt, so please do share. When you make yogurt, share that with me. I'd love to see it. But otherwise, take care and I'll see you on the next video soon. Bye guys.